And then we'll come back to chapter 18. Hey. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय Hare Krishna. Okay, so many of you have already submitted the assignment, so thank you for that. And if you haven't done it, so hopefully this exercise will help you to tune up your answers. That's why we are doing it. So if something you want to improve, you can improve. So Sundar Gopal Prabhuji, who is doing chapter 13?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I'm doing.
One Prabhuji. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
So
Krishna Prabhu.
all over to you.
First question is, give the English meanings of the words Prakriti, Purusha, and Gayam. So Prakritim is the nature, material nature. Purusham is the enjoyer, and Gayam is the object of knowledge. And Krishna is like these are the 6 questions asked by Arjuna. Kshetra, Kshetragya, Jnana, Geya, Prakriti, and Purusha. To elaborate on this, Prakriti is basically the material nature, and Purusha is the spirit. So Prakriti is as matter, classified as matter, and Purusha is classified as spirit. As we know, in the spirit there is variety, there is soul and super soul. So both of them come under the category of Purusha. But the super soul is Purushottama, as he explains in chapter 15. And the similarity between the living entity or the Purusha and the material nature, that they both are eternal. Material nature is eternal, although specific manifestations of matter are temporary. So it keeps changing, but it is still eternal. The living entity is eternal because of being Lord Superior Energy. The difference between material nature and living entity is that material nature has constant transformation, but nature of living entity is non-changing. Different manifestations of body and senses among living entities are due to the material nature, and it's the basis of the 8.4 million species of life. Material happiness and distress are due to the body and not due to the soul or the living entity. So I can elaborate a bit more, but I think this is only 1 mark question. So I'll probably, and then the last part is the Gayam or the super soul as the object of knowledge. So it is all pervading. It's explained in chapter 13, 14 to 18. And his hands, legs, eyes, ears, heads, and faces are everywhere. Is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. unattached, although he is the maintainer of all living entities, transcendental to modes of material nature, although he is the master of all modes, all reconciling outside and inside of all living entities. It is subtle and beyond the perception of material senses, undivided, although appears divided among all beings as super soul, but it is still one manifestation. And maintainer of all, also devours and develops all. It is the source of all knowledge and enlightenment and situated in everyone's heart. So this is the definition for the three terms.
Very nice. Very elaborate definition.
So there was
Thank you.
more, but I thought it's only
No,
one more.
that's very nice, bro. Just one general point for everyone. I know some people have submitted assignment and they have just written like one line answer. I would honestly prefer to have it a couple of lines for each. Now, in the exam itself, you don't have to write all these which Manmohan Prabhu was explaining, but in the assignment, because open book for our knowledge purpose, we can gain a lot of wisdom while writing these terminology. So please just don't write like one word answer in the open book exam. Please write at least couple of lines. That will be very nice. Yes, Manmohan Prabhuji, if you wanted to add something.
Sure, no Prabhu. Thanks, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So we'll do the one-line answer in the exam.
In the exam, yes, it's fine. But in exam also, one line should be a one line, not a one word. Just a one liner. That's good enough. But in the assignment, please do more. It's just again for our own benefit.
Sure.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Second question, list 5 levels of Brahma Pucham Pratishtha as stated in the Taittiriya Upanishad 2.5. So the 5 stages of Brahman realization are Annamaya. So food is the supreme object of realization. I think these are all manifestations of Lord's energy, and the dependence upon the food for existence is the first level. And the second is pranamaya, realizing the supreme absolute truth in the living symptoms of life forms. So this is the second level. The third is jnanamaya, realization of the point of thinking, feeling, and willing. So one appreciates the subtle interactions of mind and intelligence, emotions and aesthetics as the ultimate object of realization. And these three are actually at the level of gross body. Sorry, the first two are at the level of gross body, Anandamaya and Pranamaya. And then the third, Gyanmaya, is at the level of subtle body because the mind is involved, the interaction of the emotions and the intelligence. Then comes the next level, which is Vijnanmaya, which is realization of the living entity, that it is different from the gross and subtle body, and it is part of Brahman. Thus, the soul itself becomes the ultimate object of realization. So this level is Vijnanmaya, and this comes at the level of understanding the individual soul. And then the last, the highest stage is Anandamaya, which is supreme stage of realization of all blissful nature. One realizes the distinction between the self and the supreme soul and enters into a blissful, loving relationship after understanding the supreme soul. So this realization is at the level of super soul. So these were the 5 stages of Brahman realization or the Brahma Pucham Pratishtha.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I think cited by Srila Jiva Goswami.
Okay, thank you. If anyone else wants to add something, please feel free. We're just discussing the answers. So if you wanted to add something, please
Within the
do.
body also there are 5 different departments of existence, so which are known as Annamaya, Pranamaya, and like Jnanamaya or Manomaya. Another term they have used for Jnanamaya, and there will be Jnanamaya. So last Anandmaya, and in the Anandmaya is the last one, the topmost one. In the beginning of the life, every living entity is like food conscious. They are hankering after food, and that's how it starts. Like a child or any animal, they want to satisfy their hunger. They want to get nice food, and then state of consciousness in which the goal is to eat, get the food and eating is called Anmaya. And then that is Anmaya means food. And after this, one lives in the consciousness of being alive. So one can, continue his life without being attacked or destroyed. It's like an animalistic way, like even in the forest also you need to protect yourself. So, and then they think themselves like happy, safe and protected. And this stage is called Pranamaya when they are not being killed by anybody. And then that kind of consciousness in one's existence. And then after this stage, one is situated in the mental platform, like when they can discriminate, like where they have willing and they have feeling. So manomaya or this one. And the materialistic civilization is like primarily in these three stages: Annamaya, Pranmaya, and Manomaya. And these are the concern for civilized person generally, in general. And then mental is it's like next consciousness is mental speculation, but the philosophical approach is like the topmost is obviously Anandmaya, when you have realization like yourself, about yourself, and then about God realization, and then you can discriminate, and then you know that you are independent soul, and then that relationship when you develop with Krishna, that kind of bliss you develop. That's
Yeah.
the top.
That's why it's Anandamaya. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
And the third question lists the 24 components of the.
Just one question. So first two you mentioned at the gross, Gnana Vijnana at the subtle level. So Anandamaya also, is it at some level, or
Yeah,
is it?
Anandamaya is the level of
Blissful love.
the
Soul.
level
Soul.
of soul. Yeah.
So when the soul is establishing a relationship with the Supreme Soul and then feeling that Ananda, that's why it's called Anandamaya. Yes, 24 components. That's a straightforward one.
Yes, Prabhu. So 5 elements, great elements: earth, water, fire, ether, air. 5 sense objects: smell, taste, form, touch, and sound. Then 11 senses, including the mind. 5 knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And 5 working senses: voice, legs, hands, anus, and genitals. Then intelligence and false ego. And then the 3 modes of material nature.
I saw in one assignment someone has written unmanifested pradhan, which is also
Pradhana.
correct, but
Yeah.
you can write more clearly 3 modes of material nature. Sometimes pradhan has a lot of definitions attached to it, especially if you read second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So just for simplification and clarity purpose, although pradhan is not incorrect, we're not saying it's written in Prabhupada's purport. So you can write for the simplification and for future as well 3 modes of material nature. Okay.
So, and- Okay. The fourth one, the list in Sanskrit or English, 10 of the 20 items of knowledge.
I think it's
So,
pretty straightforward.
I think,
You
yeah.
don't need to explain it. Everyone knows this one, right? 8 to 12 words. You can choose any,
Yeah.
10 qualities. But
Yeah.
if you're liking, and please explain in 1 or 2 lines each, as per your understanding. So whatever you understand out of that quality, please elaborate like that. Thank you, Manmohan Prabhu and Shraddha Mataji. It was nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
14th. Who is 14th?
Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Akhand Rasa Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the first question is, what is Mahat Tattva? So basically, all cosmic creation starts from Pradhan, which is the subtlest form of the entire material creation. And the process of creation progresses from subtler to grosser forms of elements. Initially, Mahavishnu creates Pradhan, then he impregnates or activates the Pradhan by his glands for the purpose of creation. Then the Pradhan becomes Mahat Tattva. So Mahat Tattva is the total cause as well as total substance for material creation, which also contains 3 modes. The Mahat Tattva is also sometimes called as Brahman or Mahat Brahman. If anybody else wants to add something there, please feel free to add anything.
Thank you. That's good enough. And just before you continue, Akhand Rasa Prabhu, just wanted to say one thing. I was looking at Akhand Rasa Prabhu's assignment yesterday. Very nice, very elaborate. Prabhu has written, you won't believe, for each question like a 1 page, even short questions. And he has given a lot of references, very nicely presented, Prabhuji. Thank you. I haven't looked at your essays as yet, but yeah, I've gone through your short questions, which seems like each one is written like an essay. But that's nice. You're sort of putting your energy there. It's good for our understanding. Yes, Prabhuji, please continue.
So question 2 is how do those situated in the mode of goodness become conditioned? So basically material nature consists of 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the living entity comes into contact with modes, he becomes conditioned. Even though the mode of goodness is actually better than or purer than the other 2, still it's not free from reactions. So here, this is the only mode where the real knowledge can be developed. So basically the condition actually, Prabhuji, I will not read everything. I'll just read the highlights.
Yeah, just give like 2 to 3 characteristics.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Okay. So conditioning happens because one derives happiness being in the in mode of goodness and being comfortable to act in that way, and also develops the pride because he's doing a lot of charitable activities or some pious activities. So the pride develops. And third thing which I also wrote is also one thinks that he's better than the other people. So because of the knowledge, the pride also comes, being more advanced than others.
Yeah. So knowledge and happiness, that's the main
Yeah.
thing. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Passion.
Krishna Prabhu, I have a quick question on this.
Sure.
May not be relevant for the Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna.
Prabhu, this knowledge is talking about the goodness. It is that knowledge which is mentioned in the 13th chapter, or general knowledge?
In general, the Vedic knowledge which one develops because of studying the scriptures or whatever. So that knowledge actually, in that one feels is more advanced than others by having that knowledge. So that brings conditioning, as well as it stops our future development as well.
That may not be even Vedic knowledge. That can be a general thing as well, because a person is living, suppose, he's a healthy life, his job is all going good, and he's sort of smart guy, but he's living in mode of goodness. So he may feel, I'm very happy and I'm knowledgeable, I'm smarter than others. When I invest the money, I don't lose it. So those sort of knowledge, like Vedic knowledge, again, it can be a very complex subject, what you call knowledge. But when we're talking about mode of goodness, it doesn't have to necessarily be Vedic knowledge only.
Yeah, that was my doubt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Many people, if you go in India or even here, they're good people. They're vegetarian, they're good, but they're not devotees. But they're good people. They don't hurt others. They're living an honest life. So that's called mode of goodness. And if you ask them to come to temple, they will say, why should I come to temple? You should go to temple because you have problems. I don't have any problems. So that sort of feeling of betterment they have for themselves. Yeah? They may culturally know many things, which we call it Vedic, culturally, but not devotionally. And there's a huge difference between knowing something culturally and knowing something devotionally. Now, what we are trying, at least we are trying at this stage, we are approaching Krishna devotionally. Culturally, we all knew about Krishna and Durgaji and Ganeshi and all that. How much we knew, we only know, but definitely not devotionally. Devotion to Krishna and knowing about Krishna as per our culture, because our father or grandmother told many stories, quite different, although a good start. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji, you can continue. Thank you, Prabhu.
Question 3. The mode of passion is characterized by what? So basically the mode of passion is lower than goodness.
You can just give the verse number, Prabhu, here. You don't have to read.
Verse number 7, 14.
Verse 7. I think we can just continue on, Prabhuji. We have a lot of discussions to do. So 14.7 is the answer. It's a very straightforward. List 3 results of mode of ignorance. We can be very straight here.
Mode of ignorance: laziness, excessive sleep, intoxication, and madness.
Okay, here we are.
So
Those
there's
situated goodness, passion. Yes, Prabhu, if you want to add something extra.
there is no discrimination between right and wrong, and one just acts whimsically, basically, and then the spiritual development also is limited, practically nil in the mode of ignorance.
Okay, progress in which direction? This is a pretty straightforward answer. Everyone knows this verse.
Yeah.
Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha.
In mode of
So
goodness,
that verse
sorry.
14, 18. Yeah, sorry, Prabhu.
So in the mode of goodness, the person actually goes upwards. So in
Upward, yeah.
the planets, and the person in the passion remains where he is, where there is a prominently enjoyment happening. That is the material world, and the person in mode of ignorance is thrown into the lower species, and probably there is no chance of development of spiritual life.
Yeah. Thank you,
Hare-
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Chapter 15. Who is doing chapter 15?
I'll do improve.
Okay, Prabhu. Prabhu, we can be very quick here. We don't need to explain the whole thing because we are doing this exercise. So if anyone has any confusion, that can be eliminated. But if the verses are straightforward, we can just jump quickly.
Sure, Prabhu. I'll do it quickly. So the first one is give the English meaning of Urdhvamulam and Adashakam. Urdhvamulam meaning roots going upward, and Adashakam refers to the downward of the branches. So Lord Krishna compares the material world to a banyan tree. So next one is what do the leaves of the banyan tree refer to? So they refer to the Vedic whims, which are meant for elevating oneself spiritually. And what is the tree of the material world situated on? So there is no readily experience in the material world, but it can be compared to a tree which is beside a reservoir of water. We can see the trees on the bank reflect upon the water with their branches going downwards. In other words, the material world is only a reflection of the real tree of the spiritual world.
Yeah, but here, Prabhu, I
So
just wanted to add something. I was looking at one assignment. Thank you for raising this. Someone has written actually a wrong answer in this one. Any other ideas? There's a one-word answer to this. Just one word. Prabhupada has written very clearly.
What does
Desire.
Desire. That's the word, right? Now you can explain it, obviously, but it is situated on our desire. The day we want to go out, we can go out. The day we want to stay here, we stay here. So actually situated on desire. Someone had written the assignment on Brahman or Brahma. Can't remember. That person is not here, but that's not correct understanding. It's based on desire. And based on desire, we get placed into that tree. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so the next one, the banyan tree is nourished by, I think the banyan tree referred as an analogy of the material world, is nourished by the three material modes of nature, just like water nourishes a tree.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Asanga Shastrena, very simple one.
Yeah, Asangyana Shastrana refers to the weapon of detachment. So Lord Krishna explains in this chapter like how one can go over beyond the material world with the weapon of detachment.
Yeah.
So that he won't
Three
get engaged in them.
Yeah. Three examples of how Krishna maintains this world is also straightforward answer.
Yeah, one is the splendor of the sun, moon, splendor of electricity,
So we can
fire.
say the category here. So what's the highest category in these three verses, 12, 13, and 14? The category. Yeah, what you explain is correct, Prabhuji. That's the explanation. What's the category? Anyone knows the category name? So Krishna maintains on three levels.
Cosmic level, bro.
Cosmic level. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Jayadharma Prabhu gave the example. Second category is
A physiological level.
Planet by energy.
Sorry, say again. So cosmological level, that's the first one. And then second is?
Cosmic level.
That's the first one. Yes. Second?
A physiological level.
That's the third one.
So
Okay,
is
what's the
it
third
something
one as per your definition?
in the
Terrestrial,
planet?
earthly
Terrestrial.
level. Yes. So just go from cosmos to terrestrial and then comes to physiological. Like our digestion system is also helped by Krishna. Without his help, we cannot run that. So just 3 levels. And then you can expand on that.
Sorry, Prabhu,
Shara and Aksh. Yes, Jadharam Prabhu.
cosmic level,
Yep.
cosmic level,
Terrestrial
and
level, which is the planetary level. So cosmos is the whole Saur Mandal, you can say, galaxy, universe, and then terrestrial level on the planetary level, and then third one is individual level.
yeah.
So basically every level Krishna is required.
So the Vaishvanara
Aham
becoming
Vaishvanara
digest-
Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita. Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah.
So yeah, next one, Kshara meaning the perishable and Akshara meaning the imperishable. Every living entity in the material world is fallible. Kshara,
Yeah, so
whereas
instead of perishable, let's use the word fallible and infallible.
fallible.
So like perishable looks like a milk is a perishable item. Huh? So let's use fallible and infallible. Although sometimes we do use that meaning as well, but here, yeah. So Akshara and Shara. Okay. Purushottama.
Purushottama refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna.
Uttam
So
amongst
anyone-
all the Purushas. And then you can put the verse in your explanation and just write few lines why Krishna is Purushottama. Okay, 16. Thank you, Jayadharma Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Tanya Mataji.
Okay, English meanings of the following words, verse 1 to 3, Sampadam, it means qualities. So this is in the context of describing the qualities or the nature of divine people. Then Pravriti and
Mataji,
Nivrati.
just one thing. Sampadam, I think we have discussed another meaning as well. Very simple one. What you said is correct, Mataji. There's one more. Sampatti.
Qualities.
Yeah, qualities Mataji said. That's correct.
It's
Sampatti.
it's a wealth or asset.
Wealth, right? Sampatti in Hindi, right? You get sampatti and vipatti. Huh? So this sampatti of someone. Huh? So divine people sampatti will be divine qualities, and demoniac people sampatti will be asuric or demoniac qualities. So wealth is something which you keep very close to your heart, right? You're a divine or demonic, doesn't matter. You keep very, very close to your heart. That means you live in it. So divine people obviously live those divine qualities. So sampada, if you say from that perspective, yes, qualities is definitely there, but it's a very sort of straightforward meaning. It's a wealth of them, and no one wants to lose their wealth. Huh? So divine people will keep all those highest grade of qualities with them all the time. They don't want to lose their qualities. And same as demoniac people. So sampada refers to sampatti, wealth, and then obviously refers to qualities. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Then Pravriti and Nivriti in verse 7. So this is in the context of what asuras don't know. So Pravriti means what needs to be done, and Nivriti means what does not need to be done.
Yeah, and just one more thing is there. It's a little bit stronger meaning than this. So it's also correct. What needs to be done? They are naturally inclined to do something. Naturally inclined. Huh? So something many times we do at work, we don't naturally like to do, but we do it because we are working there. So Pravriti and Nivriti is a natural inclination of a person. Huh? Some people naturally lie. They lie so much. Natural inclination. So that's like more in-depth meaning, you can say. Huh? So pravritti or nivritti, many people, Brahmanical pravritti they have, and some people are just asuric pravritti. No matter how much you shape them, you help them, they just, remain in those conditions for a long time. So pravritti and nivritti, we can say like that. Okay, next one.
Then Anishwaram in verse 8. So An means no, Ishwar means God. It means there is no God.
Yeah. And what it refers to basically, that's a literal meaning, can have two meanings. So one, Anishwaram straight meaning no God, or God is not controller. Because there is a difference in that. If you remember, we talked about 3 stages. Anyone remembers the 3 stages in this God realization we discussed? So
God is
theism,
creator but not controller.
atheism. Yes, so let's read the words first. Yes, Shraddha Mataji.
What?
Theism, if anyone is Jiva Goswami's terminology, it's not my terminology. So theism, atheism, and the third one. Two everyone.
Deism. Deism.
Deism, thank you. Who will explain deism? Theism and theism we understand.
I think deism means neither believe nor disbelieve, probably.
Yeah, yeah, good choka. Okay, who will explain
Theism,
theism? Okay, let's do theism first.
Yeah.
What are the two qualities of theism?
Sorry, I remember, Prabhu.
Theism is
Yes?
I remember. Deism is God is creator but not controller.
No, theism is God is creator and God is controller.
No,
Atheism,
deism is God is creator
yes.
but not
So
controller.
let's do one by one if we do. So theism is God is creator, God is controller. Atheism, God is neither creator nor the controller. Deism are in the middle one. Huh? God is the creator, not the controller anymore. Anyone can give an example in a practical day-to-day life of this deism, not for the God, for some things. Jiva Goswami that gave that example as well. Any one example, there are hundreds of examples. Your mobile phone is an example. So I have a Nokia phone. So Nokia company created this phone somewhere in China or somewhere, right? They had full control of this phone unless I purchased this phone, right? I paid some money and now I can break this phone. Nothing. So are they the controller? Still the controller? No. So they created the phone, not anymore. My watch, my car, my laptop, they were the property of those companies earlier. But if you pay them the money, it comes under your control. Now you do whatever you want to do. So they are not the controller anymore. So similarly, people have this concept. God did created it. We understand didn't come from Big Bang and all that. Yes, God has to be there and has, but now God is not controlling it because there's so much going on in the world. So God must not have control over this. And there's so many discussions around this. Is
Another
okay?
example is COVID.
COVID?
COVID-19.
Haribol. Mata is coming down.
Even parents,
Huh? Parents. Now people coming inside life stories. Up to an extent, yes. Oh, Krishna, that's fun. The COVID parents. Parents is a very practical example. They are the creators, no controllers. Especially in this modern world. Okay, what to do? Yes, thank you. So we all understand, right? These now probably will not forget this, huh? And people have many times people are under deism influence, huh? Because they don't have enough arguments. God has to exist because there's so much clear arguments. So they say, yeah, God, but not anymore, not anymore. Okay, thank you. Where are we? So Anisharam, okay.
Then
Yes,
Ugra Karmana in verse 9, it means passion in ignorant activities or destructive activities.
Yeah, that's right. So destructive, it can be on a subtle level or on a gross level. So many times, many Ugra things, they act on us many times on the subtle level as well. So Ugra Karma, which is not very nice activities. Okay. 19th question. Actually, I'll be honest, I have not read this assignment before checking, before looking into assignments. I looked at the assignment, I think yesterday for the first time. And I read this question, I was like, wow, what sort of question is this? So easy. Yes, Mataji, please.
So do
Sorry,
we
Prabhu,
literally
Ugra
have to give an example or do we have to describe?
You have to describe why.
Yeah.
You have to write the man or a woman, whatever your dream demoniac man or woman, and then describe a little bit about him or her. Why do you think so? So someone is laughing. Best example, because so much comes into the mind, huh? From Shastra to the modern world. But again, just a precautionary measure, we can also be the demoniac man or woman. Huh? So we are ready to judge others that they are demons or they acted as in a demoniac way. We can also be the one, huh? Because we all think we are greatest, everyone else is wrong. We are Pandavas, as everyone is Kaurava. Maybe other way, because His Holiness Jayadrat Maharaj wrote an article. I can't remember the exact title of the article. I think it was who is a demon. So he said your local MP, MLA can be a demon, and your neighbor can be a demon, and you can also be a demon. Maharaj said that very nicely, huh? So many times we judge others but not us. So we may also have some demonic tendencies, and we have to grow up from there. Yes, Mata. So which example would you like to give?
So I wrote those people are demoniac people whose minds are everywhere and who want to control everything. People who
Yes.
are in moha jal, that is in the
Perfect.
moha
So
means illusion, jal means net, and
yeah.
those who are attached to lusty desires.
Yeah, so you can write that shloka, Mataji, or a couple of shlokas are there, and you can write them as a reference and then give an example. Or other way, you can give an example and say, okay, these are the characteristics of demoniac man in 16 point whatever, I can't remember the number, verse number. And so because these fits in this person, that's why he is one of the best examples of demoniac person. So yeah, please write the name and then the reference or other way. Whatever works, that's fine. In exam, again, you can write, if it comes, you can write the name and then at least 1 or 2 lines. He had number 1, number 2, number 3 qualities. This is why he is. So some people have written different examples. Absolutely fine. Someone has written Ravan, some has written Hiranyakashipu and all that. That's fine. But prove it. Please prove it in your assignment. Why do you think he was the best example of demoniac man? Okay, next.
Give the English meaning of mam apraiv eva konteya.
Is
So
aprapya hai, Mataji. Aprapya. Prapya means prapt karna, to achieve
Yeah.
aprapya. Very simple, actually.
So it means to not achieve me, and me in
Yeah.
this context is Krishna. So the demoniac people, they keep going down and down, and they do not achieve Krishna.
Yep. You can also write why, just for the assignment purpose I'm talking here, why they don't achieve, because they're constantly going against Shastra. So whatever Shastra says, they constantly go against their acharan, their behavior is exactly opposite constantly. That's why they don't achieve Krishna. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a straightforward.
Then the 3 gates leading to hell is lust, anger, and greed. So lust, which is karma, when that is unfulfilled, the person becomes angry. But if karma is fulfilled, then the person becomes greedy. So either way, it's always through lust.
Yeah, just one point. Someone, I can't remember who, has written when lust is unfulfilled, it gives rise to krodha and greed. It's not correct. When lust is unfulfilled, as Mataji said, it gives rise to krodha. But when lust is fulfilled, it gives rise to greed. So it's 2 different statements. So don't just combine them, because it won't work. So lust is fulfilled, greed, yes, I can do more. If lust is unfulfilled, it generates krodha amongst us. You can describe a little bit 1621. Rupam Prabhu is in your list 1621. I'm not sure in verses, or if anyone else knows that. If not, please put this in your personal list. So please do make a personal list. This is one of the very, very important verses. Many sannyasis, even Prabhupada, have spoken or given reference of this verse again and again.
No, Prabhu.
It's not there. Okay, it's a very, very important verse. You can have in your personal list. Huh? Okay. Anyone else wants to add something? Okay. If not, thank you, Tanya Mataji. 17. Who is doing 17?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Where are you? Here. Okay. Hare
So,
Krishna Mataji.
kinds of faith. So, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. These are the 3 kinds.
Yeah. And you can give an example as well. Ijate Satvika Deva. Huh? So I think 17.4, if I'm not wrong, that example you can give in there and just explain it. That what do they do? Again, we're talking this from the assignment perspective, because I really would love to have some explanation rather than just a 1 word written there. Although from exam perspective, that is correct. 1-liner is okay. Okay, 6 results of eating food in mode of goodness. Pretty straightforward. We don't need to discuss that. Ayu Satabala Rogya, that verse. Okay, I think 17.8. I don't know the number, but I think it says 8. So straightforward. Austerity of the body consists of 8 items. Does 14 cover everything, Mataji?
So, lifespan, longevity, increased virtue, strength. Sorry, 24. So, austerity of body, worship of the Supreme Lord. Then the Brahmanas, worship of Brahmanas, worship of spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother. cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence.
Okay. All good. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam, pretty
Swadhyaya-
straightforward.
The study, and abhyasam is the practice of
Yeah,
the
so just Swadhyaya, the literal meaning is correct, the scriptural study, but what does that study mean?
So
Regular contemplative study. Regular means we have to do as a religion, as a routine. Contemplation is very, very important. So Swadhyaya is not just, reading for the exam and then after exam we forget. That applies to Bhakti Shastris as well. After exam, you go after 1 week and you say, Prabhuji, what is this? Well, exam ho gaya. Exam is finished. Don't ask me the question. So Swadhyaya is not just the study of scriptures, contemplative, meditative study of scriptures. That is called Swadhyaya. Otherwise, it's just Sadhyan to pass the exam. And our humble attempt in this group or any other group like this is to do a real Swadhyaya of Prabhupada purports, not just read and go and pass the exam. Okay, and then the next word is very important. And after that, contemplation, abhyasanam, abhyas, practice. So that's a full word. And there's the question why it's there. It's a very important question so that we can also bring this mood at least. So we read Shastra in this mood. We have to read regularly. We have to read with contemplation. We have to meditate on it and then do abhyasanam, abhyas of it as much as possible. Okay. If you want to add something else, Mataji, please.
I added because this verse was based on the austerity of speech. So we mentioned, I mentioned that we should recite the Vedas and the verses.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. So our Vani gets purified. Okay. Post windows of charity. I think it's pretty straightforward. You don't need to discuss it. I think somewhere where we have confusion, let's discuss that. Om Tat Sat. Yeah, this is a nice one. It is very simple, actually. People think it's complex. What's the answer?
So it's
The 3 words. Yep.
Symbolic representation of the supreme absolute truth
Yeah.
from the beginning of creation. So.
And yep, so that's one-liner answer, perfectly fine. And then you can give Om Tat Sat from each verse. So whatever the one verse represents Om, one for Tat, one for Sat, and then you can give like again one-liner. What the verse is saying, you just sort of say that in your words, and that's it. Okay, last one. 18. Who's doing 18?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Rupam Prabhu.
Okay, so the first is list symptoms of renunciation in the mode of passion. So the first one is one should not expect any results against any sacrifices performed. This is actually explained not just in 18.6, but 18.56, and I think I've picked up a few things from 7 as well. So it's spread
So 5,
across.
6, 7. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, I think so, if I'm remembering correctly. So the first is not to expect any results against the sacrifices performed. Second is the acts of charity, again, which is an example of sacrifice itself. So acts of charity, sacrifice, and penances are to be performed without attachment or any expectations of results, which is they should be performed as a matter of duty. And third, which I picked up, was all the sacrifices that are done for material advancement should be given up, and the sacrifices that are done for purification or for one's own existence upliftment should be continued. Those are the 3.
Okay. 5 causes. It's again very straightforward. Just a Sanskrit name, Prabhuji, you can read.
Sanskrit.
The verse is 14. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
the verse is 14. I didn't write the Sanskrit one, but it's place of
Please
body.
write for the assignment Sanskrit terms and then one-line explanation. And if you could give one example for each, I think I have given a couple of examples while we were discussing. So you can pick up a scenario from a cricket field or a kitchen field, whatever works, and just give, in this example, this is what this one is. In this example, this is what it is like. Just give one example and all the 5 you can explain from that. So it becomes very pakka. So in future, if you study your own assignment, you'll remember just for that kitchen example, making sabji, for example, you will know what those 5 things are. So please do that in assignment. Yes, Prabhuji. Pretty straightforward. 3 symptoms of happiness. I think that nothing needs to be discussed in these ones, right? Unless anyone has a confusion. Everyone is okay. So like pretty symptoms of happiness, mode of goodness. They have given the answer as well. What better we can expect? Like I really like this question, to be honest. 15th chapter. Where it is. What is the tree of material world situated on? Because that's the confusing one. Because some people have read a Brahman. Sorry, Brahmaji. So it is situated on desire. That's a confusing question. Like that one. Anyway. Sorry, where I am. Yeah. Okay. Is these 3
So-
are fine with everyone, or Prabhu? Is it straightforward or a complex one?
It's 18.37, 38, 39. That whole series, even the next one, Brahmana's work, they're completely from the translation.
That's fine. 6 symptoms are here. This one we can discuss because one devotee wrote something else actually. Yes, this we can discuss quickly, although it's very clear as well.
One who always thinks about Krishna, as we just discussed, that whatever we study, we should contemplate, meditate on it. So first one is one who always thinks about Krishna. Second, becomes his devotee. Third
Actually,
is one. Yes.
That's not the answer. Sorry.
That verse we have to give.
That verse from Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatan Goswami has written the verse, which BVT Bhaktivinoda Thakur is quoting, Ankulasya Sankalpa Pratikulasya Varjanam. That verse we have to give and 6 symptoms from there and explain each symptom. So that's the answer. So Rupam Prabhu, what you just said, just please change it. Yes, sir, that verse.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ankulasya Sankalpa Pratikulasya Varjanam, that verse we can put in this answer. And someone else also. It's in a purport of 1866, Prabhu. I can show you, and we're going to discuss it today. Yeah, here. It's on your screen, 1866 purport. We're going to discuss it today, actually. We haven't discussed it, but that's fine. So this answer, and for each one, which we'll talk today, we can just write one liner for each element. This also is straightforward. 67, we'll discuss it today. So Krishna says there are 3 categories of people whom we should not explain this knowledge, confidential knowledge. We'll talk about it.
Yes.
Okay. Any other persons have any questions or comments, improvements? Mahavasu Prabhu, all happy? Okay, you've shown me the thumb, so all good. Okay, so if no more, let's come back to our discussions. So we'll just do a quick revision from the last week, then we'll continue. 1855, Binay Prabhu, if you could do, if you cannot do, it's fine.
1855.
Yes. I strongly recommend everyone to have their cameras on, unless they have to go for like a minute or so, that's fine. But it becomes nice discussion that way. Yes, Prabhuji, please, whenever you're ready.
Yes, I just read the translation, Prabhuji. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So, okay. So Bhakta Mam. Yes, it's Bhakta Mam Abhijanati. Janati means no, and Na Janati means don't know. Abhijanati means complete know. So 3 meanings of he mentioned that
So, Abjanant is knowing exactly opposite than the reality.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tattva in truth, reality. And Javan means as much as. So that means if you know me as Tattva, when someone knows Krishna as Tattva, then you only that people, that kind of person can enter the kingdom of Krishna Lokala, kingdom of God. And so this is turn into month of this. Yes, that's note I make just only short note, Prabhuji, not much.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Anyone else would like to add something here?
One example which you gave, Prabhu, the green bird entering to the green tree, an aquatic entering to the ocean. That's
So
a
what's the word,
difference.
which is a confusing word? Mayavadi loves that word, Vishyate.
Okay. Enter into the kingdom of God, where it means you actually still hold your individuality, not that you actually merge. Whereas the impersonalist says that you get merged into it. So
What
here
example
Krishna
do they
says,
give?
the example they give is of the aquatics in the sea, right?
Yeah.
When
They actually see river ocean example. That's what they say.
example, yes.
Yeah. Do we agree with
So
that
here-
example or no?
No, here the aquatics still hold their individuality, although they merge from lake to the oceans. So
Yeah. So
it's all. Sorry, Prabhu.
So I think we can say, no, that's fine, Prabhuji. We can say, yes, we agree with that example, but not completely. So in the example of river ocean merging, that's fine, river gets merged, but we are not the river. What is the river in Vaishnava example? Aquatics is fine, Prabhu. What is the river?
Body.
No.
Individual soul.
What is the river? So that's aquatics. Individual soul is aquatics. Prabhu said that. So that's fine. River. So in the example which Mayavadis give, river ocean merging example, very, very popular. They say, oh, river Jiva merges. Huh?
Our bhakti is the
Our
river.
bhakti. So in this example, we say aquatics is the Jiva, that's fine. And Jiva maintains the individuality, but river of bhakti. So whatever bhakti I have, that I offer it to Krishna. And then there is oneness in terms of purpose. The purpose of spiritual master, purpose of disciple or individual devotee is exactly same. So from that perspective, we can go and unite in purpose, but not in person. Purpose unite is fine, but not the person uniting. The person, as Mahasa Prabhu said, we remain the individuality of the jiva remains. And another example Prabhupada gave of a green bird entering into a green tree. Thank you, Prabhu.
So, can you explain that oneness thing again? The
So oneness
of
in purpose. Oneness in purpose, like your spiritual master, suppose he wants to build a temple. So as a chaste disciple, you also want to help your spiritual master to build the temple. Your spiritual master wants to do a lot of Harinam or book distribution. You want to help him, right? So your purpose and spiritual master purpose, you are one in terms of purpose, but not in terms of person. Your spiritual master is a different person. You are a different person. But in terms of purpose, our purpose is same, to get Krishna Prema, to help spreading this message, to help others as much as possible, and do all the devotional activities which pleases our predecessors, Srila Prabhupada or Acharyas or Guru or our senior devotees. So our purpose is one. So oneness is there, but in terms of purpose. Okay. So through the bhakti only you can know Krishna as Krishna is. There is no other means. This is a very strong refutation of Mayavad. There is no other means to understand Krishna except pure devotional service. Once you do that, you can understand Krishna as he is. Otherwise, if you revert the verse, what's the reverse of this verse? Satyava Mata, what will be the opposite of this verse? Just in simple English, I'm not talking Sanskrit language here. So what will be the opposite of this verse? So Krishna is saying, if you do pure devotional service, you will understand me as I am. So if you revert the line, what it will become? If you don't do devotional service, you will not understand me as I am. Is that okay? Simple. Huh? So devotional service is the only way to understand Krishna as. Otherwise, you can understand Krishna, but not as he is. You can understand Krishna as a man. You can understand Krishna as a big hero. You can understand Krishna as a Mayavi, a big politician. You know, people have different understanding of Krishna because they are not devotees. So if you want to understand Krishna as he is, you have to become a devotee. There is no so clear refutation of Mayavad here. Huh? There's no meditation on the light, this and that, karma yoga, nothing will work except pure devotional service. And then you can understand Krishna as the supreme person.
Yeah.
So it's a very beautiful verse. And then what looks like a Mayavadi line, it's absolutely not. We say very clearly, I'm just entering into Sydney or Melbourne. We use these words. Entering does not mean I lose my individuality when I come to Sydney. My plane is landing, my plane is entering into that territory. So the entering word should not shake Vaishnavas. Huh? Oh, it's an impersonalism, nothing like that. Okay, let's move forward. 1856 is in the same continuation. Who wants to do Bhajan? Rasanand Prabhu or Mataji, if you'd like to do something.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
1856 translation. Though engaged in all kind of activities, my pure devotees under my protection reaches the eternal and imperishable abode by my grace. So this is actually the starting of the next section from 56 to 66 for the surrender to Krishna. Basically, here Krishna is saying he's protecting all his devotees from all the reactions. So directly he's protecting them so that directly he takes them to their supreme abode. Here the words, so whatever activities, sarva karmani, whatever activities they are doing, and they are under my protection. Mat vyapashya. Mat vyapashya, under my protection they do mat prasade. So this is prasade means the grace of the Lord or the mercy of the Lord. So they achieve that avapnoti, they achieve that eternal abode, Shashvatam Param Avyayam. So they achieve the imperishable eternal abode of the Lord.
The most important word in this verse, anyone can guess?
Avapnoti.
Mat Prashadat.
Mat
Okay.
Vyapashya.
Vipashraya, Mat
Av-
Prasadat. Okay, that's nice. There's
Avapnoti.
one more
Avyayam.
practical, one very practical
Avyayam.
word. Avyayam, no.
Avyayam, Prabhu.
Sada. Sarva karmani api sada. So sarva karmani refers to all sorts of karma. How many times? Sada kurvano. So no matter which level you are, which varna you are, which ashrama you are, sarva karmano sada kurvano. So sarva karmani means all the activities you do all the time under madhyapashraya. So the all word is important. So not in specific activities belonging to a specific varna or ashrama, a specific time of the year, only on Janmashtami day. Some people say I don't eat meat during Janmashtami session, for example. I don't drink on certain days of the year, for example. So no, sada. So sarva karmani api sada kurmano. So all the karmani, all the time. Take shelter of full shelter, not only shelter, ashraya, vyapashraya, samyak ashraya, complete shelter of Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. 57, I'll leave, I'll go to 50. 58 is very important words. At least put in your personal list, if not in the devotion list. Prasannatma Prabhu, would you like to do one?
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. I'll read the translation. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. So here So here says Machitta means Chitta is consciousness, Mat is me, Sarva means all, Durgani is Dhrati or impediments. So all the impediments will be removed if you are always taking a full shelter of the Lord. And again, Tarishyasi is Tarishyasi. Yeah, Tarishyasi means you go.
तर
Yeah.
जाते हैं, हाँ? पार कर जाते हैं, crossover.
Okay.
So what's the
Yeah, you
first step,
cross over all
Prabhuji?
the
What's the first step
first
in this line? First step is Machitta is the first word, right?
Yeah.
So keep
Yeah.
Krishna in your chitta, in your consciousness. Huh?
Yeah.
Then what will happen the second? Sarva Durgani, impediments will come in the life, so many impediments come all the time. So what will happen if you keep Krishna in your chitta, in your consciousness, when Durgani, impediments, obstacles, threats of life come, what happened? Mat prasada, you will get my mercy, and through that mercy, what will happen? Mercy acts
You'll be
like a
able to
weapon.
cross over.
Tarishyasi, you will cross over. So the first step is Machittaha. And many times we don't do the first step and we expect the second and third step, isn't it? Krishna, why so many impediments are coming?
Yeah.
I'm not able to, cross them over. I don't understand what to do, what not to do. Where's the problem? The root problem? Machitta. What we have in our
Problem is
chitta?
much. Yeah.
Huh? So we have
Material
chitta or no?
things.
We have
I am
chitta.
the
But
yeah,
we are
chitta, but we think we
I chitta, family chitta, wealth chitta, chitta or chinta or chitta. So we have a lot of things in our chitta except Krishna or very little Krishna. And that's why Sarva Durgani Tarishasi become very, very difficult. But if you take complete shelter of Krishna, anyone can give one example where someone put Krishna completely in their chitta, and this person crossed so many impediments very easily. Prahlad Maharaj, I was also thinking that, and there can be many more. So Prahlad was having so many Durgani all the time, not Arjuna. Arjuna had to struggle so much after hearing Bhagavad Gita, but he crossed over by Krishna's mercy. And how did he get Krishna's mercy? Because of Machitta. And this is one of the closest verse which comes with the word Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Prabhu was explaining that this verse is the only word in Bhagavad Gita, you can say, which comes the closest to the word Krishna consciousness. Krishna is Mat and Chittaha. So if you keep Krishna in your consciousness, then you will be able to cross over. Like Prabhupada also is one great example. So many impediments came in front of Prabhupada, but he had full faith in Krishna. And that's why he could cross over and do so many wonderful things. Okay, next line.
Ata Chitvam Ahankara. Ata Chitvam. Ata Ahankara. Okay, he says Ata Chittam Ahankara. But if we don't have Krishna in our consciousness, with our false ego, if you
Nashroshyasi, nahi sunenge.
If you're not listening,
you do not hear.
then yeah.
Why
then
do you
we'll be
not hear? Sometimes kids do not hear. The parents, as some parents were saying, parents are deism, creator but not controller. Why? The reason is the word Krishna is giving here ahankar. I know. You telling me? I already know it. Why are you telling me? You think you know more than me? Actually, I know more than you. Yes, mere baap. You know more than me. So ahankara. Due to ahankar, nashoshyashi. If you do not listen to me, then what will happen?
You'll be lost. Yeah,
You'll be lost. You'll be lost. And that happens. We have all experienced that as well. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Okay, let's do it very quickly. Who can do it? Jamati Mata, you want to do it? A quick one. What's the key message here?
I wasn't there last
time. You wasn't there in the last. Okay, who was there last time? Tanya Mataji, you want to do this? Quick message of this verse for all of us. This is for us. It's not for Arjuna, for us. We compared this verse with another verse, if you remember last week. Which other verse in Bhagavad Gita come very, very close to this verse?
2.9.
Thank you, Rupam Prabhu. So 2.9, which word was used? Na yotse iti govindam ukta tu shrim babuvaha. So I'll just read it for everyone. Na yotse iti govindam ukta tu shrim babuvaha. So na yotse. Yotse mane? Yuddha. Battle. War. Simple. Same word Krishna is using. Yad ahankar. So ahankar word was used in 1858 as well, in 59. Yad ahankar, due to ahankar, ahankar ashritya. So what are we supposed to become, ahankar ashritya or Krishna ashritya? Krishna ashritya. But at the moment, believe me or not, we are all ahankar ashritya. Prabhupada called this, we have I syndrome. I am something. I am something. So ahankar, if you take shelter of your ahankar and say na yotse, then what will happen? Mithya isa. So what you are doing, actually it's mithya. It's on a very external level, very, and it will not be successful. And prakriti tam niyokshati. Later on, due to your prakriti, because in this case, Kshatriya prakriti, you will be engaged in the warfare. But that will not be very glorious. Okay, let's move forward. Leave that one. This is very, very important verse. Even if Rupam Prabhu doesn't have in his list, please put it in your personal list. Very nice verse. Who wants to do this? Very nice verse. Is Vijaya Mataji here? If
Yes,
she's
Prabhu,
here,
she's here.
we would love to hear from
She's here, Prabhu.
Vijaya Mata as well. Hare Krishna Mataji, if you like to
Hare
do.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This one 61. Let's hear.
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Krishna is Supreme Lord. Prabhuji, as Mahavasa Prabhuji is saying, like, and I can think of that verse of 15th chapter, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi
15.
Sannivishta.
Yeah,
15, 15, that Krishna is
comparison.
sitting in everyone's heart as
Yes.
Paramatma, and he is guiding us, us all, or like in all living entities.
No, that's very good comparison. Let's pick up some words from here, Mataji, and then we can do some comparisons. It's an absolutely correct comparison.
Yes,
Ishwaraha.
Ishvara is the supreme controller.
Yeah, so what's the relation
Sarva
between 60 or 59, 58 verses which we are reading, where Krishna is sort of warning Arjuna, if you do not hear me, if you take the shelter of your ahankar, you will be lost. What's the relation between 59, 60 or 61? There's one common word used in the previous verses. No. Good guess.
59, is the
60.
Ahankara.
Pick up
And
60. Okay, the ahankar is there. So ahankar due to what? So let's read 60. Look at this verse 60. You have your own Bhagavad Gita as well.
Swabhavajena Kaunteya Nipatta.
Swabhava. Thank you, Mataji. Swabhava. So Swabhava is important. So what Krishna is saying, you act as per your Swabhava. Don't take shelter of ahankar. You are a Kshatriya, act as Kshatriya. Right? So Swabhava is important. So Arjuna may say, okay, I will listen to my Swabhava. Right? The Swabhava is the supreme. So 61, Krishna is giving us, no, Swabhava is not the supreme. Who is the supreme? Ishvara is the supreme. So, because many times when we listen to our Swabhava, we will do many wrong things because our Swabhava is not pure. So Swabhava is important, and within Swabhava we discussed two categories. Anyone remembers? What are the two categories within Swabhava? Last week we discussed. Manmohan Prabhu?
Is it Vasana and Vritti, Prabhu?
Thank you, Mata. Yes. What's the difference between Vasana and Vritti? Jamati Mata. Vasana, Vritti, and the Swabhava. They both considered as Swabhava. Or Manmohan Prabhu. Anyone?
Vritti is physio or psychological.
Yep. We discussed Vritti when Tane Mataji was doing that 17th chapter, I guess. Vritti and Nivritti. So Vritti is natural inclination, psychophysical situation. Everyone has a natural inclination for, say, singing or cooking, some skills. Everyone has been given some skills by Krishna. So That's vritti. And nivritti is natural uninclination to do those things. So here is saying you have vritti, and the second word is vasana. What does vasana mean? Anyone else who has not done as yet? I want
It's
everyone to
driven by
participate.
desires, Prabhu. Vasana is driven by
I want to serve
desires and
Krishna.
greed. It is motivated by greed.
I want to serve Krishna. Give me some money for making Krishna's temple. Mahasu Prabhu say, I'll give you $100. I say, what, Prabhu? Give me $10,000. That's a good greed. Sorry, you're on the right path, but I want the correct word.
Unwanted desire, Prabhu, like an anartha.
Anartha. Anartha is the word. Our lust is the word. So vasana refers to our anarthas. So when we are under our anarthas, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, are we going to do the right thing? Probably not. Probably not. Unless we dovetail those for Krishna. So anarthas or vasanas needs to be curbed or dovetailed or regulated, and our vritti has to be properly situated. And then we are properly situated in this way. Then we look at the Ishvara, which is what the verse 1861 is telling us. Okay, Rasanand Prabhu or Mataji.
Prabhu, I have a question here.
Yes.
Is this Swabhava based on karma or modes of material nature?
Yeah, it's a mix, Prabhu. Which is based on our karma, the impressions come in our mind. Suppose, I don't know, if I'm a thief or something, then the stealing becomes my swabhava. So when I initially steal, say the first story, I'm remembering Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan, when Krishna said to the gopi, this is my first stealing and I got caught. So first time when Krishna stole, he was hesitant, he was not able to respond to the questions and all that. And it happens with all of us, right? When first time someone drinks alcohol or cigarette or whatever, right? We hesitate, we still have shame, oh, my friend is coming or neighbor is coming. But later on, what it becomes our second nature. So I'm drinking, so what? I'm stealing, so what, right? So that becomes your second nature due to the facilitation given by modes of material nature, but that is done by you. You have smoked again and again, you have drunk again and again, you have stolen again and again. That has become your second nature. So modes of material nature facilitate. If you remember 327, Pratyaya Kriya Marani Gudahi Karmari Sarvasha Ankar Vimunatma Karta Aham Iti Manyate. This is soul desire, Krishna sanctions, and Prakriti executes. So Prakriti, when I say the modes of it, they're executing your desire if it gets sanctioned by Krishna, right? So you may, your son or daughter may want, Mama, give me $100. Then Papa or Mama has to approve, right? Approve. Yes, I will give you $100. And then he can use or misuse it. That's Prakriti. So Krishna has to sanction that. So based on my desires and karma, if Krishna sanctions me, I can kill 1,000 people. Prakriti will execute it, but I will get the karma. The soul desires, Prakriti execute after the sanction of Krishna. Which also Krishna has given power of attorney to Prakriti. In many, many cases, you take care. Krishna cannot just do a micromanagement, although he can. He doesn't do micromanagement. He gives power of attorney to Prakriti. Okay, you take care of all that. When there is some case comes, you come to me and we'll discuss. Is that okay? So
Swabha is based on our thing only.
Our karma.
Where is that you said that Krishna is giving Swabhava,
No, Swabhava is Janmajat. Swabhava is Janmajat. So now previous Janma also we have a Swabhava, right? So our subtle body is carried through your this body, and then you're still carrying some past impressions, good or bad. Some people are very good from the birth, some people are very bad. So that Swabhava is getting carried over. Because we have done that action again and again and again, and that has done so much impression on our subtle body that those impressions goes forward.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now we are reading 1861, where we are saying Krishna is superior than Swabhava. It's not your Swabhava is the topmost. Sorry, Vijay Mataji, please continue. I just wanted to establish that connection so we are clear, because Bhagavad Gita is so orderly done by Krishna.
Okay. So
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entity.
Was seated as you already said that. Now you have to put the second one. Hideshu Arjuna
Hridesh Arjuna Tishtati. Yes, Prabhu, as I said, that he is situated in everyone's heart.
And is directing.
Yeah.
And
The
he's
Dese-
directing.
Yeah, just 1 second. So Dese word is important. It does not say Hriday Arjun Tishtati. It said Hriday Deshe.
region.
Hriday Deshe. In the region of heart. Prabhupada
Yeah.
writes that. Situated everyone's heart. It's actually the region of heart. So when someone
Region.
talks about heart transplantation and all that is perfectly fine. Krishna is just not sitting at that one particular spot. And if you remove it, Krishna is like, I don't know what to do. Nothing like that. Krishna and soul and
Yeah.
super soul both situated in that region. And an example which I gave last week, anyone remembers? For this, Hriday Deshe.
Good.
One example we discussed last week or last class. King is sitting on a throne gets damaged, and king's order to the servant, give me another throne. So what does it do? King stands up and they put another throne and king sits down. Simple. It's not so hard. If the throne is broken, king is broken. Nothing like that. So when the heart is broken, no problem. So Hriday Deshe is very, very important. And how many Hriday Deshe? Krishna sits? Sarva Bhutanam. No exceptions here. Yes, Mataji, please.
So, Brahmayan is like causing to travel.
It's traveling.
Traveling.
So what's the word here? We used a special word last week. Brahman. Yes? Brahman and travel. What's the difference? Travel and Brahman. What's the difference?
Wandering is purposely.
One, yeah.
Travel is, we know the destination where you have to go, right?
Yes.
And Brahman is like you're just wandering without knowing where to go.
Yes.
Like
so
you
Brahman
just,
word is, yeah. So why this is used here? Brahman word, not travel. So we are not here on a holiday travel, Krishna from spiritual world and Krishna, okay, can I have a 4 weeks holiday from the spiritual world? I'm sick of serving you. Let me go to the Earth planet in Sydney. There's a nice opera house. And there's a nice harbor bridge and this nice Taranga zoo. Let me go on holiday. So that's called a travel. Do we come on a travel in the material world? No, it's like a one-way ticket. We come here and we are wandering. We don't know where we are going. And what does it refers to? Which species we are going to. We're doing so much karma. Sometimes we become Brahma, Indra. Sometimes we become ant. Sometimes we go to a Pashu Yoni. Sometimes human species. So much wandering is happening. After this human birth, what will be the next species? No one knows actually. No one knows what will become. It's called Brahman. What's the purpose in going there? We don't know. We're just after our mind and senses, and we are doing all this wandering here and there. And how many jivas are doing this wandering?
8.44.
Sarva Bhutani. Everyone here, except Krishna's representatives, we are all wandering in this material world aimlessly. And then Chaitanya Charitamrita, that specific, very famous verse. Brahmand Brahmite, Kaun Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Lata Pi. So that who's that rare soul who is doing Brahmand Brahmite, is wandering in this universe. So same word, Brahmyan Sarva Bhutani. Okay, last line.
Yes. Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. Yantra is on a
Rudhani.
machine. Rudhani. Rudhani is being placed. And Maya is, of course, the material under the spell of material energy.
Yeah. So what is Yantra?
Yantra is our body.
Yes, Mataji. So
Our material
soul
body.
is riding on the body, because if soul is not there, body will not run. The example Prabhupada gave, driver in the car. Driver is driving the car. So our driver, our soul is driving this yantra. Why this body is called yantra? When you hit the body, you feel pain. You feel happy, you feel sad.
Yes, this yantra has an expiry date.
But before expiry as well, you feel pain, joy, you feel different emotions in your body. Why it's called yantra? We discussed that last week. You beat a car doesn't respond. Only the car's owner respond, right? Car itself doesn't respond, right? But this yantra, which we are wearing right now, we are sitting right now. So what's the answer? Why this body is called as yantra? Krishna's word has to be perfect. He just doesn't use the words here and there. Brahman, yantra. Why this body is called yantra? Any ideas from anyone? So this is important. But this will give us some detachment.
Well, I'm not sure probably if that will be true, but then it's like we are like the dolls under the spell of Maya, right? So we are basically like tools. So we are not doing anything, but we are actually being driven by our what is the previous swabhava and karma, and and this material nature is actually facilitating those. So this material body is basically does not have anything of its own, but it's actually been driven by the Maya and the desires that a person has got. So we actually change this body every now and then, and that's how we're actually just wandering in searching for happiness one after the, but we are actually creating desires and desires that due to which we're getting body after body after body. So that's what my understanding is. But
yes. So if you take the soul out of this body, just for a second for understanding, is the body conscious or unconscious? If you take the soul out, it's unconscious. So body itself is a dead body, but because of the presence of soul, driver, body is working. An example, you can again go back to the car example. If the driver is sitting in the car, and suppose the car is a very expensive car, I don't know, some BMW or something like that, right? If the driver is sitting and you don't realize, you start beating the car, do you think it will hurt the driver? Of course it will hurt. You beating my car. I just got it from the showroom. It's like $160,000 car. His heart will pump like anything, and he will exit from the car and he will let you know in different ways. You're hitting my car. You hit my car, I hit your face. Something like that. So, so our body in itself is a yantra, is a machine. And who is sort of directing this machine? Our soul. So that's the integration of the body and soul is so much that anyone touches the body, we feel the pain. But actually the pain and the joy of the body is actually experienced by the soul itself, not by the body, because body is dead. If the body was experiencing, even if the soul exits, if the body was experiencing, if you beat the body will feel pain, but it doesn't happen like that. So it's called yantra. Now, yantra arudani means we are doing arudha. And sometimes we are, we took the example of Garud Arudha, which is Vishnu. Vishnu rides on Garuda. So we are riding on this particular body. Now, what's the relation between first section and the second section of this verse? Ishvara Sarvbhutanam Hridesha. So that's one section talking about Ishvara. Now we're talking about this Yantra and Brahmayani. What's the relation between these two sections? Anyone?
Soul does not come from another soul, it comes from Ishvara only. Is that?
Prabhupada actually is giving the answer. So Ishvara, which is sitting in the Hridadesha of each and every single living entity, is directing the wandering. He is facilitating all our wanderings. If my father does not create this playground for me, I cannot play. I cannot play. If he doesn't give me the body, he doesn't give the prakriti, he doesn't give air to breathe, he doesn't makes the sunlight available, moonlight available, what I'm going to do? So he is directing, and he has set up all the material nature, all the laws of the material nature, karmic law, this and that. So he is wandering, he's directing the wanderings of each and every living entity. So although living entities are wandering here and there, sitting on a yantra, like I think we gave the example of this avatar. So in a what do you call video game, we take avatar of say He-Man or Batman or whatever, and then we start feeling we are the Batman. We are the policeman. There's a thief, and I'm hitting the thief with my gun. So who has made all these arrangements? It's the Ishvara who has made all these arrangements. And under that direction, we are wandering here and there. Okay, let's do the last verse. 62, a very quick one. Who wants to do? Who hasn't done as yet? Sorry, I just say some time then. Anyone? Okay, Shraddha Mataji. Sorry, if you don't respond, then I have to pick up someone. Would you like to say a quick sort of summarized understanding of this verse?
Okay, this one. Tamev Sharanam Gach. Sarvabhavena. I'll see here. Yeah, this is more clear to me. Huh? Tamev, obviously it's unto him.
Translation.
So translation is, O Scion of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. So Tamev is unto him. Sharanam, like we know, is like shelter. So go and surrender yourself into, yeah, surrender. And then Sarva Bhavena, like completely, in all respect, complete, in all, yeah, completely. And then Bharata is son of Bharat, basically. Bharat.
So
And
if you want to sorry, Mataji, if you want to establish the relationship between 61 and 62, Madhvan Prabhu, you can help here. So 61 said, yeah.
So our duty is to surrender in 61. And then in
61 is surrender word is not used. 61 basically saying you're wandering this material world aimlessly, riding on this, toy body, whatever. So what should you do?
Yeah, so because you're wandering and you don't have, aimlessly. So
aimlessly. So what should you do?
Yeah.
Where should you end this
that.
video game? Tameva Sharanam Gacha. Please go and surrender to Tama. Tama is third party. Krishna is referring not to as Mama. He is saying Tama. That's fine. So, but how should you stop this video gaming? And you're sick of these video games anymore. So what should you do? Tam Eva certainly Tam, that person, Sharanam Gacha. So please go and take shelter of that person. And how should you take shelter? Now when there's two countries fighting and one party has to surrender, they say, okay, surrender. So do you do surrender like that? In their heart, they are burning with anger. If they get a gun, they're going to shoot all the soldiers of the other side. But is that sort of surrender is good? What is saying? Sarva Bhavena. What should be the quality of your surrender? Sarva Bhavena. Anywhere else in Bhagavad Gita this word is used? Sarva Bhavena. Everyone knows that one. 2 places is used. 10.8, everyone knows that. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate iti matta bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. So there's bhav is used there. Bhav means from your heart you surrender, not as a duty, out of love. And 15th chapter also, I can't remember the verse number, I think it's 19 or 20, where it said Janati Pushottama, and then it says Sarva Bhavena Bharata. So that Pushottama should be worshipped by you as with Sarva Bhav. Sarva Bhav refers to from your heart out of love, not out of duty. So you go and take shelter of that person with Sarva Bhava. Yes, Mataji. So what will be the result of doing that surrender with Sarva Bhava? That is explained in this line. So what are the benefit? I should call it spiritual benefit.
Prasadat, so in the form of prasad, like by his grace, you will get the outcome. Then you'll get shanting, peace. And first it's like param. So param shanti.
Param shanti. What's the difference between shanti and param shanti?
Shanti is general term. Param is like supreme.
Thank you, Mata. Yes. So Shanti is just that right now you may be Shant, but after 15 minutes, someone can make you a Shant. You finish the class and here we start again. It happens, You get a message, you get a phone call or a direct conversation, This is not Param Shanti. Param Shanti is supreme Shanti, and that a devotee experiences with Krishna. And that's why Kunti Maharani says, even outside I'm a Shant, but internally, because Krishna, I'm with you, Prabhupada was Shant. Outside, maybe there's something going on. So that is called Param Shanti. And the first spiritual benefited, with the mercy of Krishna, what will happen? You'll get Param Shanti. In this material world, is Param Shanti possible? Not possible. Shanti maybe for a few seconds, few days, go on holidays and you feel good about it. No Param Shanti. After 5 days, you start. People who wants to go to India, I want to go to India. When they go to India after 1 week, Australia. Kitni garmi hai. So much cold or this and that. So Param Shanti, there's no place in the material world where you can get this Param Shanti. And the second benefit, what's the second benefit?
Yeah, so it's like, so the Shanti which you're going to get is there is a place, the abode, and then you will get it eternally. So it's not temporary, you will get it forever.
So Param Shantim and Shashvatam Sthanam, two benefits are given here. So you get permanent supreme Shanti and permanent supreme abode of Krishna. Yad Gatvana Nivartante Tadha Paramamama. So two benefits Krishna has spoken. Now, okay, there's a hand here. Rasanan Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Like
Hare
in
Krishna.
previous verses, Krishna is saying mat, mom and all, but now here why he is saying
Yeah,
tam?
very good question, Mata. So this is talking about now the word surrender here, Sharanam Gacha. So Krishna is still talking a bit philosophically, and just now he will change the tone just after two verses, and he will say Mam. So Krishna has done this throughout the Bhagavad Gita. Many times he has referred himself as third party, sometimes referred himself to myself. In this chapter, 18th chapter, where did Krishna start using the word Mama for the first time? We discussed about it last week. 1854. That's where it started. Before that, Krishna has referred himself as third party, and he picks up the same theme again. This Krishna is saying, because in this verse, I will talk about it in a second, Krishna has given, till this verse, Krishna has given all the instructions basically. And now Krishna will give something very, very special, which we're going to discuss today. Okay. So let's read 1863. It's 8:43. We're starting the class now. But that's okay. We discussed quite a few things. 1863. Who wants to read? Who hasn't done it? Go for it. Anyone? Jamati Mata.
Yes, Prabhu. Iti te jnanam akhyatam.
Iti te jnanam akhyatam.
Guhyad guhyataramam maya.
Guhyad guhyataram maya.
Vimushyad asheshena.
Vimershrayatad asheshena.
Yatechasi tatha kuru.
Yatechasi tatha kuru.
Thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully, and then do what you wish to do. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. So now Krishna is sort of coming towards the end of his instructions. Iti te jnanam akyatam. Jnanam refers to knowledge or instructions. Akyatam is explained. So far I have explained to you what I have explained to you. Two things. Guhyad, guhyataram. Anyone knows the difference between guhyad and guhyataram? We have used this verse earlier in Bhagavad Gita. Guhyad means confidential. Yep. Yes, Prabhuji, next one.
Tara is
Guhyatara.
relatively, comparatively. Tama is the most
highest one. So this is the comparative degree. It's a higher version of Guhya. So Guhya refers to confidential. Guhyataram refers to very confidential. And what will be the third word? Guhyatamam. Very, very most confidential. Anyone knows the word Guhyatamam earlier used in Bhagavad Gita?
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9.
Shastra.
Thank you. So that one we use, and the chapter name itself, 9th chapter name is the most confidential knowledge. That's what Prabhupada gave. So Guhyat, Guhyataram. So two things Krishna is using. So please remember, this will be rediscussed in the next verse or the following verse. So I have explained you confidential knowledge and more confidential knowledge. I have already explained to you. Anyone can say 1861 is the representation of which aspect of absolute truth? Sorry, I'm asking more questions because we are entering into sort of second last session of Bhagavad Gita. 1861. Super soul. 1854. So you're right. Brahman level, Paramatma level, right? So this was saying Guhya refers to what? Brahman level. Guhyataram refers to Paramatma level. And now we'll discuss Guhyatamam later, right? So two levels Krishna is saying. I have already discussed with you. Vimersheted Asheshana. Vimersheted refers to deliberate. Means think about it. Like teacher has given the whole class and saying to student, now you think about it, whatever instructions I have given. Asheshen means I have given you a lot of instructions. Now you think about it, you contemplate on it, you deliberate upon it. And then final line, this line you would have heard, especially after coming to ISKCON, 1 million times. It's such a nice line. Yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. What does it mean? Whatever your desire after listening and contemplating. So two words. Jnanam akyatam, I have explained you. And what I have explained you is not rubbish knowledge. It's very confidential knowledge I have explained you. Now, to that knowledge, you contemplate on it. Asheshena, jitna karna hai karo, whatever you want. You asheshena, you think about it. And then what will be the step from your side? Yatha ichhesi. Sometimes says, I think someone was saying earlier, parents. I will not forget this example. Parents as a deism, creator but not the controller. So here, Krishna is the creator and telling to his kid, now this is what we have to learn as a parent. Yatha ichhesi tatha kuru. So your adhikar is only in jnanam akyatam. Krishna is also doing it, right? I'm also learning, obviously. So our adhikar, we think, we can control their activities. We can't. Even Krishna doesn't do that. Krishna is saying, Jnanam Akhyatam, that's fine. Beta or Beti, my dear son, my dear daughter, I've explained you all the nice things which I could, right? Now, Vimarshete, now you deliberate upon it. And then, Yatha Achesi, Jo karna hai karo. We hear this word a lot, actually, a lot, even in our day-to-day life. Do whatever you want to do. We come to a stage and we say, okay, Baba, Hare Krishna, do whatever. We are learning actually from Krishna. Now we should learn from heart, not out of frustration. That's another jiva. He or she has another swabhava. They have their different destiny to be followed. Nothing much we can do. Now, easier said than done, but this is the principle. And if we apply it, we'll be happy. And that's why we say in life, we have to be a little detached. Everything we just can't do. So Krishna, such a nice father, he's not, although he can, even technically, practically, he has, many times we don't have power to control others. Otherwise we would control. We don't have that. So we get frustrated and we say, okay, do whatever you want to do. But Krishna has the power. Krishna can say, Jiva, you have to do this. Jiva will have to do that. But Krishna is such a nice, loving father. He's saying, Yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. Whatever you desire, you do that. Okay. So Krishna practically has given all the knowledge which he wanted to give. And then he says, like the ball is in Arjuna's court now. And he's saying, okay, Baba, you do whatever you want to do. So Bhagavad Gita, another message here, is not a book of commandments. It's a book of choices. So Krishna gives choices. He says, if you do this, you will reach to certain destination. If you do that, you will reach to certain destination, which is the most famous verse in Bhagavad Gita in this regard, which I'm saying. If you do this, you go to this destination. If you do that, you go to another destination. Yanti Devata Devan, Pitra Yanti Pitrata, 925, right? So if you worship Pitras, you go to Pitraloka and all that. Okay, so Yatha Ichhasi Tatha Kuru. Very nice. Now, sort of Krishna should have stopped, right? But now Krishna's heart becoming, overwhelmed with love for Arjuna. And he says this verse. I love this verse a lot. There can be whole seminar on this verse. We don't have much time, but let's read it and try to grasp. This is our eye opener. One time Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj was saying, many times we know God loves us. We don't know how much love God has for us. So let's read this. Who wants to do?
It's a verse to remember.
Hari Bol. Good to hear that. Good to hear that.
Can I?
I'll do it.
64 is now? Yes, Mother, please. Vijay Gopi Mataji.
Sarvaguhyatam bhuyah.
Sarvaguhyatamam bhuya.
Shinu me paramam vachaha.
Shunu me paramam vachaha.
Ishtosi me dhrutam iti.
Ishtosi me dranam iti.
Tato vakshyami te hitam.
Tato vakshami te hitam.
Because you are my very dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata.
So, sorry, bro.
Yes.
Sorry, bro, just my bad. It's not this verse. It's the next one, which is in the Excel.
Okay.
So,
Prabhu was very excited. Oh, you can do this one as well. No problem.
yes, from exam point of view.
Yeah, from exam point of view, this is not in the list. I was expecting that. I was thinking, how come this one is in the list? Anyway, it's a very beautiful verse. If you could remember, please do. And you will see why. Sarva Guhyatama. So what does Guhyatama mean? You need to tell me. Now, all of you have to translate this for me. You are at the end of Bhagavad. You can unmute yourself. Too many noises, no bad. Sorry.
Of all the secrets that Krishna has spoken so far, this is one of the most important one.
Jai. So this is the most important one. So Guhya Guhyataram and Guhyatamam. Another word which can have the same suffix, Priya, Priyatara, Priyatamam, right? We use this word a lot in Vedic literature. So you can remember like that. Guhyatam, Sarva Guhyatamam, out of all the knowledge, this is the most confidential. Bhuyaha, who will tell Bhuya? Not Mahavasu Prabhu, someone else. Bhuya word is used again and again in Bhagavad Gita. And what is the meaning? Mahavasu Prabhu is laughing.
Prabhu, the meaning itself is again and again.
I already said that. Bhuya been used in Bhagavad Gita, Bhuya, again and again. Huh? So why Krishna is saying again and again? Jamati Mata. So he is saying, again I am telling you the most confidential. When Krishna told it earlier, you all know that, right? I hope you know. When Krishna has told the most confidential knowledge earlier. See, I've already given the answer.
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9. Thank you. One example of Sarva Guhitamam Bhuya. Okay, 9th chapter. Which? What about 9th chapter? Who will say? Sudha Gopal Prabhu. Listening quietly. Example of Sarva Guhitamam earlier in Bhagavad Gita. That's what my question is.
I can't recall. I'm trying to manage some.
Okay, no problem, no problem. It's fine, no problem. We have kids, Prabhuji, no problem. We all have kids, and if you have to do multitasking, what to do? That's fine. Anyone else? My question is, where else Krishna has given this most confidential knowledge? So people said 9th chapter, that's fine. Within 9th chapter, give me one example, which is an example of most confidential knowledge. One example. There are many.
Raja Vidya, Prabhu.
One
king of
practical
knowledge.
example. So that is the king. That's the glory of the knowledge. I mean, any example of a verse you can give where Krishna is giving the most confidence. Ananya Shintayanto Mam. Yoga Shema Vahami Ham. So Krishna is opening the heart in 9th chapter, 934. Manamna Bhagavad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Krishna, Apiche Suduracharo Bhajte Mam Ananya. Even if you do most abominable activity, you're still very dear to me if you're involved in Ananya Bhakti, right? This is the example from the 9th chapter, which he has given, right? That's why he is using the word Bhuya. I'm again giving you most confidential knowledge. Although I have given you, but I have given you many instructions, I will give you again. Shunu me, please hear me. What I'm going to tell you, Paramam Vachaha. Anyone else remember in Bhagavad Gita where this word Paramam Vacha is used earlier? 10.1. He has given this Paramam Vacha there as well. Yes, Mother?
Parandama.
That's 8.13. Not that. Paramam Vacha word is used. Krishna, before starting 10th chapter, he said that in 10.1. Paramam Vacha. So now he's saying two adjectives. It's Guhetamam and it's Paramam Vacha. And I'm telling you again, right? So what I'm going to tell you now, he has not spoken as it. What I'm going to tell you now, which will be Paramam Vacha, supreme instruction. So I've given you many instructions. This is going to be a supreme instruction. And it's most confidential. I'm retelling you. Why I'm telling you all this? That comes in the second part of this verse. Istosi, Ishta. Ishta means, everyone knows that. Ishta Devata we have. Ishta means dear. Why I'm telling to you? Three qualities Krishna says. Istosi me, you are dear to me. Dradham iti. Dradham means, everyone knows Dradha. Dradha.
Determination.
Thank you. So not only I love you with determination. That means a jiva may not love God, a children may not love parents, but parents still love them. Now, sometimes in this matter, your parents get frustrated, as we were discussing earlier. Sorry, that example keep coming in my mind. But here Krishna is saying, Dradhamiti. Sometimes parents will quit the children, sometimes. But here our parent, our supreme parent, Krishna, what he's saying, I am determined to love you. So no matter how many times Jiva rejects Krishna, oh, there is no God, God doesn't have power, this and that, people even abuse God, abuse Krishna or Sri Ram. But Krishna is saying, I am determined to love you. No matter, sometimes a little baby will kick mother or father. Sometimes they will pass water in their lap. But mother or father says, oh my God, you're so dirty, baby. You're very violent, baby. Nothing like that. Mother actually enjoys the kicks of the baby. Father enjoys the kicks of the baby, at least in that age. Not later, that age. I'm talking very little toddler. So istosi me dradhamiti. And the third thing Krishna says, tato vyakshami. That's why I'm telling you, te hitam. Why I'm telling you this? For your benefit. So you should not think, oh, when we're talking about going back to Godhead, so Krishna needs some, extra laborers. And he wants some from Sydney, some from India, some from America. There's some shortage going on there. Some people have gone on the strike on holidays. Nothing like that. So who is going to be a hita here? Beneficiary? It's us. So Krishna is speaking this knowledge for our benefit because he loves us, and he loves us not like on a very superficial level. Dradhamiti. He is determined to love us. So no matter we go in the body of a pig or we go in the body of a very dirty, smelly person, Krishna never leaves us. Krishna is always with us because he wants us. We are very loving children of Krishna, and he loves us. He is determined to love us, and he is telling these instructions because he wants our benefit. Okay, this is a very beautiful verse. This shows the heart of Krishna. So what is going to come now in Bhagavad Gita is it's a most confidential, supreme instruction of Krishna. And he's giving us for our benefit because he loves us so much. So let's see what those statements are. Now it's 8:58. I can't do justice to this verse. It's a big verse, as you can imagine. So we'll continue this verse next week. If there are any questions, I can take quickly. 1865 and 66, as you can imagine, they are one of the biggest verses of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll spend some time on them. Okay. Any questions from anyone?
Sorry, Prabhu, just one request. Like last time, I remember somebody shared the recording of all the verses to remember. I tried searching, I couldn't locate it.
Okay.
Is that possible? Like for the module 3, all the
person is
slokas.
smiling already. So
I think it was
Rupam Prabhu is the man of your request. Please repost, Prabhu. He has already posted, Prabhuji. But you can just
Are you
repost.
talking about the recording as in audio recording. Or
Oh, you mean audio?
Audio recording.
Yeah.
So I think last time Tanya Mataji did that.
Tanya Mata ki jai.
My mother actually just sent it last week, so I can forward it again.
We are just putting on each other. That's funny. Okay. Get it from somewhere.
I'll
Post it.
forward it, Prabhuji. I have it.
Okay. That's good. Thank you. Yeah, it will be good. Even if you could do your personal recording, it's only 11 verses. It's very easy. Vijay Gopi Mata already knows the verses. Vijay Mataji already knows the verses. Anyway, you can do your own recordings as well. Jamati Mataji is laughing,
For you,
not
everything is
smiling.
easy.
Huh?
For you, everything is easy.
No, Prabhuji, I'm also learning. Because of you guys, I'm doing something. Otherwise, no. Anyway, it's 11 verses. Rupam Prabhu's list is there. If you don't have it, he can repost it. And please start remembering the verses because last day you will not be able to do. So better you start now. Write the verses. It's very helpful, at least for me. And many devotees tell that. So if you write the verse 3, 4, 5 times, you will remember a lot more. And exam format will be exactly same. We'll discuss about it later. Now, one last thing before we go. Sundar Gopal Prabhuji, very quickly, let's look at the calendar. So 18th is the exam, as everyone knows, and 28th is the assignment submission day, the last day. You don't have to submit on Sunday. You can submit any other time. And thank you again to all those devotees who have already submitted. We'll start looking at it once everyone submits. So please do after that, please do not submit. And no assignment, no exam. Literally, that's the rule. And now we have another 14th, we know Urmila Mataji is giving class. We all know that. She's Prabhupada disciple, very, very knowledgeable person. So we'll get opportunity to hear from her. So practically we have like 3 classes, 31, 7th, actually 2 classes. So we have to do one makeup class, in which we have sort of promised to do in December because we missed out one class. So you choose a day and we can do one makeup class. 4th is not my preference. There's another program on 4th. So we can do like any weekday. So 31st and 7th, we are definitely doing 2 classes, one more class. So you find out what's the best and we can do that. One time we can do like 31st, first we can do 7th, 8th, we can do, or 6th, 7th, we can do whatever works for this group. I'm happy with that. Okay, if you cannot answer right now, have a think about it. Yeah, please.
Can do some 6th and 7th, Prabhu.
6 and 7. I'm okay. Oh, 6 is Ekadashi. Okay, chalega, what to do. So 31st, we'll finish the 18th chapter. 6th, 7th, we'll do the revision. That's what the whole idea is. So we'll revise some verses and some themes on 2 classes. So each class like 3 chapters. 6th and 7th, okay with everyone, or it's difficult? Majority, at least. We can just raise your hand, unmute yourself. Just.
So 6, 7, both are working days, Prabhu.
Prabhu, we have no other choice. I know what you're saying. Just one day, Prabhuji, we are finishing the course now. Sometimes people take these classes, Bhakti Shastri, 3 to 3.5 hours. So I try to finish on time.
Can we explore the weekend options? One of the weekends.
No, weekdays is better, bro.
Weekdays is better.
So many duties.
Yes.
Just one day, Prabhu. Just
6, 7 is okay, Prabhu.
Prabhu, Tuesdays I do service, Prabhu. I
Tuesday you do
cannot.
service. Okay, no problem. I agree. Again, take the majority here. 8th is fine with other devotees. 7th, 8th. Okay, if you're not happy, raise your hand. Otherwise, we can't just sit here and try to define. If you're not happy, raise your hand, and that's fine. Like Jamati Mata said, she does cooking in the temple on Tuesdays. That's fine. I'm happy with 8th. Even 5th is fine. I'm with. See, 4th, there's a program, so it would be very tight. We can choose, or we can do 12, 13 as well. I don't mind. 14th we can't do. 12, 13, 15 I can do. Just before the exam, 15 we can have a class. I don't mind. But
Yeah,
I want to give you more time. 15th, is that better?
I mean, any day of that week starting from 12th.
Okay.
Is fine.
So choose a day and just lock it right now, because once we go back, it's difficult. 12th.
2 consecutive
14
days.
Mataji we can't do because Urmila Mataji is giving class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she is giving a Bhakti Shastri class for all of us, and yeah.
12 and
That
15.
will be very close for revision too.
So 12th is better. 12th.
12th is fine, Prabhu. I'm okay with 12th.
12th. Monday is okay with everyone, most of us at least. Just one day. I know it's working day, but one day. And this is just a makeup class. Actually, it's not an extra class which we missed in December, because I think we wanted to finish on a certain day. We finished earlier than that. So Sundar Gopal Prabhu, 12th ko lock kar de.
Other than Prabhu, majority says, so let's do it.
Yeah, and let's try to attend it. It's for our benefit. It's a revision class, so we'll do a revision class on 7th and then 12th. 31st we do 18th chapter. Okay, so that's the plan. And 18th we have exam again. 2 to 5, same thing. 2 to 4 is the written exam. 1 hour is for shloka recitation. And we might finish at least only 11 verses this time. A little bit less than last time. Last time it was 14. Okay, and we'll discuss about that exam in our revision classes. Okay. Anything else, Sundar Gopal Prabhu, for this group purpose?
I think you covered.
Okay. Sure. Thank you, everyone. So we will see you next week. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. God Premanande Hari.
Very good.